Hello, it is good to see everybody today or this evening, whatever it is where you happen to be living. Um, gonna turn, my title was Come In Close. I've got a yarn to tell you. Well, we're gonna turn a yarn bowl, is what we're gonna do. Should be a lot of fun. Uh, got my, again, have my two friends with me. There's Ruby, there's Wayne. Glad to have
Good
you
evening,
guys.
guys. Good
Good
We
evening.
may have
evening.
we may have another one or two pop in as we go along, and that'll be
You know,
fine.
can't tell. Oh my! Oh, I've just forgotten that I was supposed to remind Ruby to go and put the kettle on. I totally forgot.
Ah, ah,
And my
forgot.
cup is empty.
Now no tea. No tea. I don't have my diet Mountain Dew either, so I'm in bad shape. Anyway, gonna switch over to my overhead camera here so you can see what's going on. I've got it marked on here. This is a piece of 9 3/4 by 4, 9 3/4 diameter by 4, and for you metric folks, 25 centimeters by 10 centimeters thereabouts. Not exact. Um, but then species of the wood, that's always a question. I've got it marked, and there you can see it. I think it might be apple, but I'm not positive. This is a piece that was sitting under my lathe for a long time, so I'm not positive exactly what it is. It kind of looks like apple right now. It's got some bug holes in it. I'm not too concerned about them. The worms are all gone. In fact, I picked out 3 adult insects, not worms. They were trapped in there. They were long dead, very crispy. We're probably going to turn out all of those things. So I'm going to get going here. I have already turned a tenon and I flattened the bottom, and but that's all I've done. I'm going to start working on doing the curve, the general curve here, getting it in shape. And Wayne or Ruby, I suspect I know who, but one of the two is going to read out who all is in the chat while we get going here.
Yep, that'll be me. I've just had a message from Mark saying that he will be coming in at some point. So who've we got? Ruby was in first. We've got wee Val. So Val's in. Hiya, Val. We've got Radio Face. I think somebody said his name was Joel. We've got Rob from Copper Owl. Obviously, Doug's here.
Who is
Going
that?
down.
I hadn't heard that name before.
Who, that guy, Doug? Oh, you've got to
Yeah,
look out for
yeah.
him.
I've heard he's a character.
Yeah. We've got Warden. Deal. Old Man River. Roger Kent. Barry Chitty. Rob's in. Evening, Rob. That's Rob Makes Stuff. He's on his personal thing tonight, not the Klingspor one. Todd at
Always throws me
Glencove.
off. Hey, Todd.
Haley's here. Evening, Haley.
Hey, Haley.
Andy, Wivy Woodshed's in.
Hey, Woody. Haley asked
Roger
me
Kent. I
earlier.
think I mentioned Roger.
Haley asked me
Shane's
earlier if I
in.
was ready.
Oh, sorry, Doug.
That's okay. She was just asking me if I was ready, and I told her no, but I got ready real quick.
Your audio is gone again, Sunshine.
That kills me. Okay.
We were just talking about this before we went live. That when we having a chat before the live, Doug's audio is absolutely perfect, and then as soon as he goes live, it goes off. Shane's in, Michael McEwen's in, Andy the Valley Woodturner's in,
Andrew has
AJ,
joined us.
yeah, Andrew AGK is in. He can't join tonight. He started a new job at a lumberyard today, and not long since he got home. Nice one, Andrew. Pleased to hear it. Lucy's in. Hiya, Lucy.
Hi, Luce.
Oh,
Who else has come in? Still going down. Birds Balls is in. And that's me at the bottom. And if I've missed anybody, I do apologize. Put another comment in and I will mention you.
And
along,
welcome.
everybody. So glad to have you
Yeah,
all with
and
us tonight.
welcome. And I think you might be able to tell from the title that Doug put in, he's probably going to be doing a yarn bowl tonight.
Yeah.
And Mike's in.
Hey,
That's
Mike.
Dances with Aardvarks.
Hi, Mike.
This apple is extreme, or whatever this wood is. I think it's apple, but
Yeah,
extremely
Malcolm
dry.
Douglas is here as well. Sorry I missed you, Malcolm.
Hey, Malcolm.
Okay,
Right.
idea. Who is the approved Klingspor user?
I get the impression that might be Mike. Or Mick, sorry. That might be Mick Hughes.
Nick Dews. He uses Klingspor?
No, he pinches it. I've never seen him use it. I've seen him pinch loads.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, this wood is dry. It's hard. It's the shavings coming off are eating my hand up.
Yeah, it is, Mick. Yeah, Haley's saying to Andrew AGK, that's good, about his job at a lumber place. Lots of temptation too, I bet. Which pieces of wood to take home or send on.
That would be
Precious,
like
I'm glad to hear you got a job.
that'd be like me working in a bookstore. I'd leave my salary behind and come home with books.
Well, tell you the truth, Ruby, if I worked in a bookstore, there'd be no books sold because I'd be too busy reading.
Well, I might have the same problem, Wayne.
So Lucy's just asked Andrew if it's going to be a better work-life balance.
There you go. That work-life balance is tough.
Woodworm Paul's just come in.
Hi, Paul.
I'll concentrate, get that flat spot out of there. It's throwing the tool out of the wood. How did I do that?
Are you going to be curving this back in towards the headstock, Doug?
Yes, sir. Eventually I will. Surely will. I want to get past this flat spot so that I can see what I got. May get it this time.
Mike's asking the dimensions of the blank. Probably 9" by 4".
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yep.
And it was a half log earlier today. I rounded it, not perfectly round, but I got it rounder on the bandsaw, and then brought it over here flat in the bottom and got my tenon already turned. So we got it round now. There's no flat spots left.
Grand.
So I should be able to pick up my speed a little bit.
Alien Leader has just come in. Not too
Alien?
sure his proper name. Can you stick your proper name in there, Alien Leader, if you don't mind? James Crawford's just come in. Evening, James.
Hi, Jane. That's a nice cut coming off the tool.
Shoo!
That was a lovely cut, Doug.
Thank you,
It
ma'am.
was.
Thank you.
It was.
It's coming off pretty good, but oh my goodness, the dust that's coming with it.
Yeah, I can see
My
it floating
shades.
about in the air.
Yep. Just gonna,
And Jim Selby's just come in.
hey, Jim. Here we go. I am turning about.
And Jamie's just come in as well. Evening,
Hey,
Jamie.
JP.
Hey, Jamie.
Turning 995 RPM, so pretty good clip. But that helps me with this roughness that's on here.
And Ian the Monkey Hanger's just come in. Good evening, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
For those of you that don't know, Ian comes from Hartlepool, hence the name Monkey Hanger.
We still don't get the connection, Wayne.
Okay, I will explain that. I think it was in the 18th century. There was a shipwreck off the coast of the northeast of England, just outside Hartlepool. And one of the survivors was actually a monkey, and the people of Hartlepool actually thought that it was a French spy, so they hung it.
Oh, dear.
Barry Chitty's here.
Hi, Barry. Sounds like it might have been more of a gorilla than a monkey.
No. It was a monkey. And Ian has just said, "Good evening, Wayne. Thanks for that." We got the mascot for Hartlepool Football Club. Well, if you can call it a football club, is actually a monkey.
Okay.
All right.
And the alien leader is Anthony, but most
All right.
people online just call him Al.
Good evening, Al. But actually, Hartlepool's got a very nice harbour area. They have some good stuff on there during the year. I think they have had tall ships in there before. So it is somewhere quite nice to visit.
All right.
And JP said, and when they told people of Newcastle that story, they said, "You jerking, man." And the saying stuck.
And Mick says, you always get a good history lesson off of you, Wayne, but then you've been around a bit.
Yeah, there is that.
Wait till they get to our age, eh?
Yeah, I know. Pity help them. They'll not know how to handle it.
That's true.
I am hoping to do a live tomorrow night. If I am doing a live, I will be using a piece of oak that I got from Mick Hughes at Harrogate. And I think the only reason I got the piece of oak was because his bag was full of Spore abrasives and he couldn't fit that piece in.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, Todd said history was easier for you when growing up. There wasn't much to remember yet.
Well, you know, oh, people have a hard time believing here. We've got some things that mark history for, well, everybody does. When you live anytime at all, you remember those things that are part of your personal history. I almost remember JFK being shot. I was watching when his brother was shot.
Well, I
Bobby,
remember JFK being shot.
yeah,
I even remember where I was when I heard about it.
right. When Bobby was shot, we were in Birmingham, Alabama. I was watching that speech on TV, Saw the gun come out from between the curtains. There we go. I was hoping I could get that out without turning that headstock.
Okay, now I don't know if anybody follows Mike Dances with Aardvarks, but he recently put a post up on Facebook where he'd finished his 12-pointed star plus the box that he's put it in, and now he has started a mission to turn a 20-point star, and he's bricking it at the moment.
Wow. That has
Good,
been an
good on
incredible
you.
series.
I did. I've followed Mike for a while now, and he always does something different. And Mick's
Mike,
at his woodturning club tomorrow night, so he'll catch my live later. I apologise I didn't do last week, so I just was having one of those days.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
I was just going to say, Mike must have been really good at geometry when he was in school. His work is just nothing but geometry. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of engineering goes into what Mike does as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be able to do the geometry, to get all the points, and then connecting the proper dots together, and it just amazes me. All right, we've turned the outside. I do want to sand that a little bit before I go too far.
So Rob has said history's okay, but it gets old quick.
Well,
oh dear.
Yeah. Mike said history isn't as good as it used to be.
That's true. We did all the good stuff when we were younger.
Yeah. And Dale has said he was in second grade in Stillwater. Is that Stillwater, Oklahoma? When JFK was killed.
Okay. Oh, to go with that, what I started to say was there are several things like Bobby Kennedy being shot, but we lived in Birmingham, Alabama. I can't remember what the name of the school now, but anyway, in Birmingham, Alabama, when George Wallace was shot, which was during his campaign to trying to defeat Richard Nixon for president. In fact, I was in Birmingham when Martin Luther King Jr. was shot. Talking about a strange place to be when that happened.
I think I'm going to avoid being in the same area as you.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I mean, those didn't happen near me, but that just happens to be where I was when that happened. Anyway, I was trying to show you my sandpaper, but the camera is glaring on this white. It's a little bit.
No, it's actually showing up fine. Is that Klingspor abrasive by any chance?
That's what I was trying to show you was the Klingspor on this particular piece. The Klingspor emblem is right there, dead center. It's perfect. I was trying to show it to you, and it wouldn't show up because of the washout.
Jamie's just put some words in there, which I think relates to Baby Shark, so I'm not going to bother trying to sing them.
Alan Gibb has joined us. Welcome, Alan.
Evening, Alan.
All right. Getting some real nice sanding dust coming off. Oh, that feels so much better than it did. It's not perfect yet, but we'll make it perfect before it's over. I am going to go on with the different grits.
I like the handle you constructed for your sandpaper holder.
Thank you. This was one of those deals. I bought the magnet and the sleeve from Captain Eddie back when he was selling these things. Of course, I turned my own handle, so I've got it going straight out. I need to do another one going at a 45. But this has really been handy coming straight out of the handle like this.
We'll have to ask him tomorrow night if he knows where we can pick up some.
I think he can probably tell us. It's a round spherical magnet and a bronze sleeve. The sleeve is sized so that the 1/4-inch shaft will fit right into it without any problem. I've got some more. I ordered some when he was going out of business. I went ahead and ordered several others. My dad and my brother-in-law both turn, so it's a joy when I go at Christmas and my brother-in-law is there. I have to give everybody a lesson, which is okay. It's fine. I enjoy it.
That's
Enjoy
almost like the last demo that I did at the shop. The owner had me teach at least 5 different people in his staff how to turn during the day.
Yeah. I'll turn the speed down another 100 RPMs down to 700 now. I thought I had it down there before. It was at 800. Just felt a tiny bit fast.
Now, there's been a couple of few comments about the bridge at Baltimore, which people have just been having a little bit of a chat about. But Lucy has said, Gideon has just got out of the bath, rushed in and said, "Yay, Doug's on tonight."
Gideon's my boy. All right, that's roughly sanded up. We'll stop.
Tell you the
there.
truth, I'm talking to Jimmy at the moment. The first person I thought of when I heard about that first thing this morning when I was watching the news was Ashley, to tell you the truth. That's a friend of mine and Jamie's who lives in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's quite an event.
And Rich has just come in, Rich Baldock.
Hey, Rich.
Hi, Rich.
And he's late because he was in a meeting.
Yeah, likely excuse. That reminds me, Wayne, how's my sound?
Your sound at the moment is absolutely fine, Doug.
Okay, I turned it down. I'm down at 60% now. So maybe that's all it took, was just turning it down.
Maybe you want to change cameras, Doug?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Richard's just said, all right. He was napping at his desk. That's a good meeting, Rich. That's a good meeting.
And Al Dawson is with us. Hi, Al.
Yeah, and he just said cameras.
Well, I wish the 2 pieces I was working on this morning were turning as easy as that, Doug.
Oh, I up.
Oops.
Yep. Oops. Yeah. Oops. Oh, that's that dry spalting. But it really didn't hurt the tenon. I think I just pulled it out.
Yeah, you see what happened there? Ruby opened her mouth, and that piece flew out the chuck.
Said, I'll show you. I was feeling pretty confident there. I was hogging it pretty well.
Yeah, Todd says that I jinxed you, Doug.
Nah,
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
you're fine. You're fine.
I'm
Like I
sorry
said,
about saying that, Ruby, as well. I know you
I
didn't
think
mean to.
I was just being envious of his piece turning so easily compared to the two pieces I was working on. The one piece is a hybrid of wood and sapelli and resin, and the resin is it's got a lot of holes in it and a lot of chips are coming out from the fellow that made it. And the other piece is a very hard piece of quilted maple that was cut on the bias instead of with the grain.
All right.
So
So have you got any of the Easy Wood Tools negative rake?
I have almost all of them.
Because there's certainly the negative rake cutters when it comes to doing resin does cut out a lot of the tear out on resin.
Yeah, I used those and I was still getting chip outs. And I think the problem is with the resin.
Right.
No,
I tell you what.
I like my Easy Wood tools. In fact, I'll be demonstrating them next weekend.
Excellent. I've got to say, Doug, that wood is coming away very, very dusty.
yes, it is. Like I said, it's dry as a bone.
Well, you can tell by the shavings.
Yeah, yeah.
Or lack of.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamie is just put a thing in there for you, Ruby. Warm the resin. It might be too cold.
It's been stored in the house, so it should be warm enough. The fellow was experimenting with resin, and he's not very experienced at it. And so he made it up and said, "Here, play with it."
Okay.
So I'll have to give him some feedback on it. But I'll keep that in mind, Jamie. I tend to keep my pieces like that in the house, though.
All right, I'm real curious here. Ah,
I couldn't tell you, Jamie, if it's a polyester resin or not. I'm not familiar with what kind it is.
oh, I've got.
Usually with up them, and this is from someone who doesn't tend to turn resin, but usually polyester resin absolutely stinks to high hell.
Yes.
There's no odor coming off of this one at all.
Okay. Can be a epoxy or what's the other one? Well, there's two that don't smell too bad. I can't think of them. I don't turn resins either. I just don't like to. Don't like the mess. All right. Speaking of Easy Wood Tools. Yeah, I probably want to raise that up just a touch. Just a touch. All right, here we go.
So Al, alien leader, and Mike, Dancers with Aardvarks, have been chatting together, talking about a particular computer program called Woodturner's Pro computer program for doing different things.
That's a new one on me, too.
Woodturner Pro's a segmenting.
Yeah, Al,
Kind of thing.
alien leader, has said Papa 1947 has videos on it. He uses it for his segmented pieces.
Yes, sure does.
Jamie's going to jump back on his laptop because his phone battery is wearing down. And Mr. G's woodturning's come in. Good evening, Mr. G. How are you?
Shoo!
Yeah.
I've got to blow my face shield off here.
I don't know if you want to, Doug, but it might be advisable to put your dust extractor on.
Yeah. All right. Right under the lip here is not bad, but as soon as I get down even that far, it gets real thick real quick. Real thick. Let's see. Bring that around.
Do you have a number 2 hollower?
No, ma'am, I don't. I don't. This is the only one of the three that I have.
Tell you the truth, Ruby, it's not actually that bad to use in a position like that. It just means you've got to reach across the bedways a wee bit.
Well, we know what he can put on his Christmas list now.
Absolutely.
And Malcolm Douglas uses the Woodturner Pro program and Segmenta Pro for his segmenting designs. Probably something I would never use. That's something else I don't do. And I've said this in the past. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love what people produce doing segmented work, but it's not for me.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, I've done it in the past, but I prefer to just go with natural.
I mean, the likes of stuff that what's his name, Kyle Toth. Kyle Toth does some absolutely amazing segmented work. And Lawrence is in. That's Henry Scrollsaw Works. Evening, Lawrence.
Hi,
Or
Lauren.
Larry.
Or Larry. Ooh. That's a nice build-up.
It's just laid right there on top. Sweet as it can be. It's wrapped
See,
around,
now,
in fact.
that's much better shavings that you were getting with the gouge.
Yeah,
exactly. It's much better.
Now, Doug, you are going to check your depth.
Yes, I did a while ago, and I had like 2.5 inches still. And I'm going to do it again here in just a second. I'm looking at the shavings, trying to figure out if this is apple or not. In some ways, I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
Smell
To tell
it.
you, I'm not very sure what it is, but I don't think it's apple.
Yeah, there's no smell, Ruby. No smell to it. The shavings look more like walnut, but I don't.
No, the wood doesn't look like walnut.
No, in general, it does not.
Oh, and Jamie's back, so now you can continue.
Okay.
Well, I'll wake up again then, seeing as though he's back.
Oh, about time. The snoring was getting a little loud.
Oh, sorry about that. And
Hi,
Pete
Pete.
from
Yeah,
Twisted Trees is in. Evening,
Hi,
Pete.
Pete.
Good
Oh,
morning.
and I've got to say a huge thank you to Pete. I haven't sent him a message, but Pete sent me a. I was talking about his depth gauge the other week, and Pete actually sent me a new prototype for my lathe. So
All right.
tomorrow night, I am probably going to be using or showing Pete's particular part for the depth gauge I already have, and
Perfect.
I'm also going to be showing Rob's depth gauge as well. I've got to see I really like because of the addition, and I'll show that tomorrow night.
Oh, I'm
All right.
looking forward to seeing that.
I said I had only had the number 1 hollower, but I do have this tool, which is
The number
That's a
3.
number 3.
yeah. It's not even the 1, 2, 3. This is the big one.
Well, it's the Pro.
It's the Pro number 3.
Yeah, the number 3 means it has more curve at the top. Number
Right.
2 has a smaller curve.
Right. This one
Ye-
came out
sorry,
long
go on, Doug.
before all
Go
of
on.
the. This one came out long before they had the number 1, 2, and 3 hollowers.
All right, okay. Jamie, yes, that does mean you need to clear your schedule for tomorrow night.
All right. See if I've got that side yet. It's every time I think I'm there, no. I still got a bit too much. All right. We'll get there.
Now, the reason Doug is concerned about the sides of this bowl and how thick they are is because it's going to be a yarn bowl, and he's going to have to cut in the. I don't know if he's going to cut in a J shape or
Yes.
whatever, but
Oh, and you remind me by saying that, Wayne. One thing I want to share because I've been seeing, well, come on. Stop button sometimes doesn't want to say stop. When you're using this tool, that part there, it doesn't go on the tool rest like that. You got to bring your tool rest back so you get the flat part on the tool
Right.
rest. If you're up here, what's going to happen? You hit the wood and it pulls it right down without any trouble. You have it on the flat. Two things. This edge is in line with the cutter. Excuse me, I had to cough. Anyway, this edge is in line with the cutter. So that's how you know where your cutter is. But then it between that and the flat bar, it takes away the physical forces that cause that
yeah,
tool to want to twist on you.
it
Yeah.
takes away the twisting. Doug, Mark is in the background, or
Okay.
backstage, I should say.
I can get over there and let him in, I suppose.
Mike has said
patient.
so. Mike said so. Definitely no funnels tomorrow night. No pressure. And
Mark, you paid your dues?
Pete said earlier, you welcome Wayne planners to make the design public so anyone can make one, but as it has your name on, you had to be gifted one. Thank you very much, Pete. And Carsten Pedersen is in. Good evening, Carsten. Nice to see you.
Hello, everybody.
Evening, Mark.
How are you? Sorry, I forgot all about the time difference.
Yes, I guess you might have. I should have said that when I messaged you.
Yes, it's your fault.
Well, it's not like you didn't have something else to do today.
Well, I just
Or
did
maybe you
finishing
didn't.
dinner. I did. I've been very busy today.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, your premiere was.
Roger has said that he enjoyed your video at Axminster. I've got to say I did
Thank you
as
very
well.
much.
Yes, I did too.
I
It was
was
very
pleased with
enjoyable.
that.
Worked out real well, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was
thank you.
a lot of good detail in there. There was a lot of good explanation in there, and I thought it went very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Steph did a very good job of editing as well.
Just for the sake of argument, Ruby, I've got 1 3/4 inches left in the bottom of that still.
Okay.
Right,
I've
Ruby.
got miles to go. The old spiritual said, miles to go before I'm through. All right.
Ruby, say hello.
I did say hello to you already, Mark. You just weren't listening to me.
Oh, I wasn't.
Anyway, hello, Mark.
Mr. Cheese, thank you. Thank you, Walker.
I get the impression that Mark has had one or two too many Negronis.
No, he
Maybe
hasn't.
it's
I've only had one.
He's only had one.
well, if he didn't eat, then it might explain everything.
Now,
This seems
Malcolm
to
has
be-
said, and this is just a reminder, that with a yarn bowl, you need some weight in the base.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Stop just spinning around the table when you're pulling the yarn out.
Well, usually you have the bowl on the floor.
Yeah, so you can either nail it to the table or nail it to the floor.
Screws
Put a
work
four-
better.
4-inch screw run through it will hold it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
My goodness. Some people will ask every once in a while, and Ruby, you've probably had this in your demonstrations, but that little tiny, I'll get where you can see it here, that little tiny cutter, y'all just saw how much wood that ate up in a short time.
Yeah, the small, very, very small 6 mil cutter can often take out more than an 8 mil cutter can.
Right. And it's at,
You want to go to the camera?
what's that?
You want to go to the tailstock camera?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Do. There we go. Going to go back to the original. I told the folks at Easy Wood Tool, they asked me which tools I had, and I told them I had the CI0. And he wasn't real sure what that was. He had to go back in the annals to see what that was.
Have you got a zoom on this one, Doug, or not?
Yep.
Were you
There we
talking?
go.
Were you talking to Doug Dixon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When he was getting me squared away, and he had asked me what tools I had, and I sent out my list. Of course, originally, it was all by the number that was on the shaft. When Chris or Craig Jackson first came out with them, it was all by the number on the shaft. Of course, he came out with the CI1, and then about a year later, he came out with this CI0, the finisher.
Yeah,
Called them by the old numbers. So.
Yeah, the finisher is generally the round one.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And now Larry is asking, has anyone turned lace bobbins? Now, to tell you the truth, I never have, Larry. But if you're looking on or want to know how to turn them, I would say probably YouTube is your friend.
And
Malcolm Douglas has said he's turned hundreds of them.
I turned them years ago, and the fellow I learned from was David Springett.
Owen Way has a good video out of turning lace bobbins, and he used to turn them for a living.
You guys help me with his last name, Andy, who used to alternate with Keith.
Andy Heath.
Yes.
Andy Heath. Yeah.
Andy Heath.
He has turned loads of them. His wife actually uses them, and she is in a club of lace makers. So
yeah, Heather from Spirit
video.
Wind Wooden Stone has turned lace bobbins. It's that's something I've never turned.
Henry, they're about 5 inches long, and the diameter ranges from the thin bit, which is about 3-4 mil, and the thick bit, which is about 6 to 7 mil.
And Peter said he's turned a large number of lace bobbins. He paid for turning lessons by putting a day in turning them.
There you go.
Hmm.
I'm me.
And Heather has said that she's actually used them at the end of her video, or the video. Well, she said video. I don't know if that's one or more videos that she's used them on.
That's it.
Malcolm has said
Perfect, Malcolm.
roughly 100 mil by 5 mil diameter with a 3 mil neck. It actually sounds like a oh god, the word's gone. No, I'll come back to that.
Yeah, they're
Crochet hook.
Yeah.
right. Very similar.
Yeah,
I,
very.
I,
Now I have actually turned quite a few crochet hooks.
yeah, so have I.
Big difference being the crochet hook has a hook and the lace bobbin does not.
Correct.
Yeah, but
It does
when
have
you've got a
some,
when you've got a Dremel, it's very easy to do the hook.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just trying to smooth out the back side. I'm going to put this in reverse and smooth out that other side over there.
Malcolm's wife is a lace maker.
And actually, the lace making, I've got to say, that's something that Jane has never done either. And she has done just about every other craft going out there, apart from woodturner. But she's never done lace making.
My grandmother used to be one, and I wish I had known her well enough to have learned from her.
All right. We're getting, oh my goodness. Yeah, that finisher does a great job of taking out all the little ridges that you put in with the smaller cutter.
Now, Peter said there's a picture from Twisted Trees, and most importantly, a hole in the handle end. They hang coloured beads on them to identify them. There are traditional shapes you can find online. Only about 6 or so of them to learn.
Right.
Now, then Mike has come in. Bobbin lace. No, we're not talking about bobbin lace. Things, Mike. That's something totally different.
If you look on Andy's, on his page, he has a video just on the lace bobbins. He does a great job with them.
Oh, sorry, I might have been totally wrong on what I said there. But
Those bobbins
your
talking about.
your audio has just gone a little bit off again, Doug.
Okay. And that may be partly because of the vacuum. Is that any better now?
Yep.
That's better.
Okay, the vacuum is part of it. I may need to put it away from me a little further. Can't go too much further away, but
Music workshops.
And Maverick Workshop has joined us.
hey, Maverick.
Good evening, Maverick. How are you doing?
Mark, did you start to say something?
I said Maverick Workshop has just joined.
Okay.
Never mind.
I'm just, this wood being so dry, it does have some tear out right there on that end grain and right there as well. Good bit on the inside. But I just want to knock a little more of it out before I.
Well, that's
Try to-
actually that sounds like a fine place to do the cutout for the
Yeah, you're
for
right.
the yarn.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, right through there. Let me go back to my overhead. And it's not necessary, but I kind of like to go ahead and draw it out from beginning to end. Um, I am no artist by any means. Just drawing a circle, I'll drill a hole right there. So what I'm gonna do is take this, come right around. Actually, I'm gonna go deeper than that. There we go. And then I'll come in like this. And these are just kind of guidelines. I'm not going to be real upset and worry about getting them exact. In fact, I won't get it exact. I can tell you that.
And
When I
Todd is asking if there's a grain orientation that is preferred for cutting the J out, or will one direction be stronger?
I know Mark only drills a hole or two. This is the only way I've done them before, and my failures have been both in side grain and in end grain. But I was using a jigsaw. I'm going to use a rotozip tool to do this one. I'm going to drill the hole first. In fact, let me go ahead. I should have had my drill sitting here ready, but I didn't. But that's easy enough if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not my drill. That's my screwdriver.
Oh. I tend to do two types. I do the bowl with a hole, and that's for people who want to do a single knit, because they don't have to change the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do the J-cut for people who want to do multiple knit, where they have different yarn that they have to change at regular intervals. So they don't have to cast off, then pull the yarn through. They can just slot it in over the top.
Oh, there it is. Golly. If that drill had been a snake, it would have bit me and I'd been dead. No problem. We got it now. But not with that drill bit. Yes. There it goes, I think. All right. Just a bit of a hole here. Yeah, we're locked in place.
What size hole are you drilling?
That size right there.
Okay.
I grabbed a random drill bit out of the box that would fit in this drill. Doesn't take much because that's relatively thin right there. So you can see my hole. And now we have the fun. Now we have the fun. Or I hope it's going to be fun. Oh, I'm sitting here wondering, why won't that come on? Helps to plug it in. Just got to decide where.
I find if I'm doing one of these bowls, I like to drill the hole before I start hollowing.
Yeah, you can do that too. Sure can.
I find I get less tear out on the inside.
Stops the breakout when you drill. But usually the breakouts, okay, you can just sand it away, hand sand it.
Ah, okay. So far I'm liking this. Only issue. Excuse me. The only issue I have is because of the cameras and the lights that need to be on and off. I can't see it as well as I'd like to.
That's a nice piece of kit.
It is. The rotor zip is a very nice piece of kit. You can actually do a very similar thing with the Dremel. I'm not very sure if the Dremel is as fast as the rotor zip, but you can do a similar thing with the Dremel because they've got the same type of cutter and the same type of guard.
Oh, I like that.
Yes,
Um,
it's very nice, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah. That's easier than a jigsaw or coping saw.
Oh, definitely.
the jigsaw causes so much vibration because of it going up and down. Dremel. What? Here's my Dremel. The speed on the Dremel. No, that's not the Dremel. Picked up my engraver. Thought it was the Dremel. Here's the
I've used
Dremel.
the rotozip in my Fordham.
Uh-huh. My Dremel is at 35,000 RPMs. The rotozip is at 3,000.
All right. Okay.
Well, I say that. It says not 3,000, 30,000 minimum.
30,000.
30,000 minimum. So it could run a little faster. So they're very similar in speed.
Yeah, I mean, I use for stuff like that. I use a similar thing that Mark was using today. With I use the Dremel Fortiflex,
Yeah, yeah.
and Mark was using the Axminster version today on his Premiere.
They, yeah, those tools are
You
all
sold
very
me.
similar. And what'd you say, Mark?
Quick, Wayne sold me. That was
Okay.
his. That was his.
Yeah, the one that Mark used today was the one that I sold him after I got the Dremel Fortiflex.
Okay.
It's a beast. Proper good piece of kit.
I would have
And
thought
that
that would
day
have been
that I was there at Axminster filming, there were 5 or 6 people from the higher ups who came down specifically to look at it because they hadn't seen one in years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
They were like, "You're using what?"
Yeah, really. Yeah. Well, that was
And the
not
good
as
thing is
smooth as,
you can still get spares for it.
yeah. That was not
And
as
the
smooth as
Fordham
I was
bits
hoping,
fit
but
it
it's
as well.
pretty nice.
Hmm.
So I can see this is going to be a two-parter, or at least I need to finish it offline. I can't. Y'all don't have
To
time
tell
to sit here for
Doug,
3 hours.
one of the quickest ways of actually doing what you're trying to do there is use the Dremel with some sanding bits.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see if I've even got them. I don't even know if I've got them. Probably don't. I've gone through a lot of my Dremel stuff.
Or even any of the Dremel. I keep on forgetting what they're bloody called. The carbide type bits, the non-woven carbide type bits, something like that.
Oh, you know what I've got? And that may be what you're referring to, my cuts all bit. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, cuts
Yeah.
all will do the same thing. Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
I like the saber-tooth burrs. Same thing.
Yep, same thing. Yep. Or the King
That's it.
Arthur tools, the King Arthur tools ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the long one with the taper on it for that.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I like that one as well, Ruby.
Which is one I don't have, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
I'd loan you mine, but it might take me too long to get it to you.
Yeah, I can have it done. I can do it with sandpaper by the time it get here.
Probably.
Bob has said for maximum control, a dynaphile.
Those work.
Dynaphile. Never heard of it.
But with what Doug is doing at the moment, it cleans off all the rough edges, and then you can go back in and do the hand sanding to get it cleaned off properly. But this cleans off all of the rough edges.
Well, he's got to get this done by tomorrow night so he can put some wool in it and show us how it works.
Well, that's true. The thing is, Ruby, for tomorrow night, I'm going to have to do something tomorrow night and then come back in the house and finish it off so I can show it.
Whoa, you're going to be a busy lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only issue with this particular burr, it's too big for this last little bit right there.
Yeah.
But I'll do that by hand.
So, yeah, you really need a thinner one to get around there, which is where the conical one works really well.
Right, right. Yeah, this round ball is the only one I purchased, and it has convinced me I need to buy others. But I can go through here. I've got these nice little needle files. I can go through here and really work that. It doesn't take very long to do that. So I'll be working on that.
Get some finish on it. And speaking of tomorrow night, that's Worldwide Woodturners. If you guys are not involved with it, we'd love to have you come along. It's a free internet club. You go to worldwidewoodturners.org, O-R-G, and click the Go to Meeting button. And that's what it costs you to get in, pushing that one button. A moderator will let you in, and you just have all the fun you want.
Nothing.
Costs nothing.
It's
It's
tomorrow night. Tomorrow night for people in the UK, it will be on at 11 o'clock, not 12 o'clock, because we still haven't put the clocks forward yet. There's usually a bit of chat beforehand of the demonstration. There's usually a show and tell before the demonstration, and then we have a demonstration from one of the club members. We don't tend to buy in demonstrators. All of the demonstrations that happen are from club members.
Yep.
And it's on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. 7 Eastern, 6 Central, on and on and on.
Yeah,
I get confused.
Yeah, the other things tomorrow night. I'm going to be on live at 8 o'clock UK time tomorrow night. AGK Woodworks, that's Andrew, will be having a premiere probably at 9:30. 9:30 UK time tomorrow night. Worldwide Woodturners Group will be starting at 11. And if you want to get involved in a podcast as well, Makers Podcast is on, I think that's going to be 12:30 a.m. Thursday morning.
Yes, I think that's right.
That is UK time.
And Ron Todd has joined us. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. One thing I am noticing as well, this particular spot, because I chose to do it over that bit of torn out grain, it's a little punky right here. So I'm going to have to be pretty delicate. I'll probably use some, a lot of sandpaper is what I'll do. Get that smoothed up and cleaned up, get some finish on there. In fact, let me spray that real quick with a little bit of alcohol, and you can at least see what it's going to kind of sort of look like.
It's going to be very pretty.
Very, very pretty.
There we go.
Yeah, some really nice green in that dog.
Oh, there you go. That's the part.
That's the money shot.
That's gonna be, that's gonna be fine once it's done. It'll turn out to look like something. So there you go. That gives me an idea. Gives me a good reason to come back and work on it. But I'll hit that with some sandpaper and just work this hook out so it's nice and smooth. Then I'll get some probably not abrasive paste, but I probably will wax it on the bill system. Any other questions or comments, or just don't throw
No,
tomatoes?
yeah.
That's all I ask.
Well, might come in with a comment that the curve matches the figure really well.
I agree.
Larry said, beautiful yarn ball.
There you
Nice,
go. You
pretty.
can see the inside. It is. It is. Um, you know, the shape is important. I'm not going to downplay the shape at all. But the wood, and I wish you could, well, if I take that off of there, you can see it better. The wood itself will always lend to the beauty of the piece. So it's a
Yeah. Then
pretty brown, nice graining in it. And as you saw the outside, as compared to the dry wood on the very
Yeah.
bottom.
Looks
yeah,
good.
Lucy said that's a nice size yarn ball. Rob has said beautiful ball, Doug. And
Thank
Rich
you,
has
folks.
said, Rich Baldock has said, I've broken so many of those.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that little where you make the final J or the final end of the J in that where that hole is, that tends to get really thin and it's so easy to break, especially if you're using a jigsaw.
They're a hurtful thing to make. You lose, even I lose probably 2 out of every 10 I make.
Oh yeah, easy to lose. All right. But there it is. I'll get the pictures up and on the socials here in the next couple of days. Um, I'm excited for it. I still don't know what that is. If it's not apple, I don't know what it. I just don't know. But
I'm not too sure, Doug, tell you the truth.
I
I'm
don't
really
think
not.
it's apple. I don't think it's apple. It's not walnut. I can't imagine what it might be.
What about catalpa?
Possibly. I don't think so. I've got catalpa too. Um, I don't know. Maybe it'll pop up to me in the next few days. Like I said, it's been sitting here under my lathe. I'm glad to get it out from under my feet.
What about hickory?
Possibly.
I don't know. It's a bit dark for hickory, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what, Mark?
It's a bit dark for hickory.
Yeah, hickory's usually a little lighter, but it can run dark. I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely fogwood. How's that?
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds
Found
good.
That'll
on
do.
ground.
Yeah, that'll do.
Found on ground. So anyway, there you have it, folks. It's been just over an hour. We've had a good time. We saw some wood that could have easily been thrown in the firewood pile, made into something that's going to be useful. I won't lose this one. This is all easy cleanup. Just taking some time, rubbing it, rubbing sandpaper through it. I'll break out my old sandpaper that I've got left and work on that. I won't use up my cling spore on it. But folks, it's been good. It's been good. If there's no other questions, we're gonna kick this one in the head, I do believe. Y'all don't see any
Doesn't
more
look like
questions?
there's any other questions. No, there's been some nice comments, but no questions.
Thank you all so very, very much. Mick, I don't know about being approved. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, it's been good. Thank you. In fact, let me bring these guys back in. Ruby,
Oh, here I am.
Wayne, Mark.
Good
Glad to
evening.
have
Good
you back
evening
in.
again.
It's been good. We've missed you. So it's been good. Thank you guys for coming in and tagging along. Thank all of you guys for being in the chat. It's been a good time. And until next week, I hope you're able to spin them around. Say bye, guys.
Night
Bye.
night, everybody. Night night.
Bye.